Good morning and welcome to the 199th Sovereigns Parade here at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. My name is Major Kirsty Deakin-Main and I'm joined here today by Major Carl Taylor and Captain Rob Beckett. Good morning, Rob.
Thank you, Kirsty, and good morning to all our listeners online. What a pleasure it's going to be today to do the commentary at such an iconic military spectacle. That is the Sovereigns Parade here at Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Please press like and share, and also please share with us your comments and well wishes for those officer cadets marching up the famous steps of Old College and starting out on that military journey that they have selflessly committed to undertake.
We're here today to recognise the great achievements of Commissioning Course 221, the first intake to commission into His Majesty King Charles III's Army. This is a very special honour and no doubt one those in Commissioning Course 221 will not forget. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Kirsty and Rob. As you can see, the Academy Adjutant has just led the parade onto Old College Parade Ground there, Major Chris Davis of the Welsh Guards. He is flanked by WO1 Colin Kirkwood of the Scots Guards, who's the Academy Sergeant Major, and indeed the Stick Orderlies.
Commissioning today are 201 British officer cadets and 44 international cadets from 27 countries. Since 1947, over 5,000 cadets from 131 different countries have trained at Sandhurst. We're delighted to have 3 intakes on parade today. Commissioning Course 223, the Junior Division, Commissioning Course 222, the Intermediate Division, and of course Commissioning Course 221, the Senior Division, who will be commissioning today. The nerves will be calming now as they come onto Old College Square and settle into their stride. I certainly remember that feeling of pride as I walked onto the parade square. And as you look at the parade on this crisp winter's day, you can see the Senior Division are leading the parade. First to walk onto Parade Square is Burma Company, who's commanded by Major Colin Wilkinson of the Adjutant General Corps, Royal Military Police. Followed by Alamein Company, their company commander is Major Alex Burgess, MC, Prince of Wales, Royal Regiment, and then Normandy Company, commanded by Major Andy Brett, Royal Engineers. The company commanders will be in the stands watching with pride. You will see their company sergeant majors on parade with the officer cadets.
And as you're looking at the parade ground now, you can see at the top of the steps, the Welsh Guards Band. We'll hear about more of them later on, are representing us in a form of the musical complement to the parade. They have formed up on New College to march down onto Old College Parade Ground. So what's going to happen now is they're all going to get on parade and they're going to get covered off with their dressing, ready for the arrival of the Sovereign's representative.
Sandhurst, in open order, inwards, dress.
So what we're going to see now is the dressing of the ranks. That's when all the ranks are lined off and in straight lines, and that's done from the centre. The person at the front, who you're going to see shortly, will be the new College Regimental Sergeant Major, W01 Regimental Sergeant Major Walker of the Coldstream Guards. W01 Walker is a second generation Coldstream Guard. He served alongside his two brothers, who I know well, and also his father served with the Coldstream Guards. This is W01 Walker's first Sovereign's Parade, having taken over his current role only 6 weeks ago. W01 Walker previously served as a Colour Sergeant Instructor at the Academy from 2014 to 2016. I'm sure he's being watched by them all today, including his wife and children.
Stand still! The front rank of the left half of the senior division! Stand still! The front rank, the left half of the intermediate division! Still! Stand still! The front rank of the left half of the intermediate division!
Dressing off the intermediate division, you can't quite see him, but you can certainly hear him, is Old College Regimental Sergeant Major W01 Timpley of the Mercian Regiment. W01 Timpley joined the Army in 2000 and attended the Army Foundation College at Harrogate. He joined the 1st Battalion Staffordshire Regiment, which in 2007 became the Mercian Regiment. W01 Timpley has deployed on operations around the world, including Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, Ukraine and the Falkland Islands, and more recently in Estonia as part of NATO's Forward Enhanced Presence. Today he's being watched by his wife Claire and son Brody.
And the final word of command is given by W01 Colin Kirkwood, as you can see him marching to the rear of the senior division. He gives the eyes front to the whole parade.
Okay, next up is the arrival of the colours. The Sovereign's Banner Party today consists of 3 members of commissioning corps staff from the famous Parachute Regiment. This is the second time in recent memory that this has been the case. Historically, not renowned for their smartness, style and panache on the parade ground, and more blood, sweat and tears on operations and in the field. We can only pay tribute to how this embodies the professionalism of today's instructors in the Academy. Led by Warrant Officer 2nd Class, Company Sergeant Major Smith, MC, holding the Sovereign's banner in the centre and flanked by Colour Sergeant Windmill, MC and Lovett. I may add this is the first time that we've had the pleasure of 2 military crosses in the Sovereign's Banner Party on parade.
Right, sir! Left, form! Right, sir! Form! Halt! Bye bye! Halt! Bye bye! Elbow! Tap! The colour on banner party! Present! Arms! Sandhurst! Slow! Arms! Sandhurst! Shoulder! Arms! Sandhurst! Stand at ease! Stand easy!
And as we wait for the Sovereign's representative to arrive, we'll cut to a short clip and meet some of the senior division officer cadets who have shared their thoughts and experiences about their training.
Flag on, full! Should be here now!
Today we have been conducting our final attack in the village of Hubensdorf, which is the culmination of our exercise Dynamic Victory, our final training exercise at Sandhurst.
We've been taking over the town in an urban exercise, a deliberate attack, but at a battle group level, which is the first time that we've done that.
Instantly, noise was just like insane, so much going on, so a really complex environment.
This commissioning course started in about mid-January, and it's the end of our commissioning course of 44 weeks. We've been at Sandhurst 44 weeks now, best part of a year.
I'm from the Middle East. I'm joining to Sandhurst as International Officer Cadet. I had good time with them. I learned a lot in Sandhurst. I become more patient. My character has changed a lot than before. Now I understand what the meaning of work as a team.
Highlight probably for me is the people I've met. You learn so much, be it from the staff or from your peers, that constantly pushes you to develop yourself.
I want to send a message for any Arabic lady to come here, because if she come here, she will learn a lot. She will develop, she will change his character, and she will be brilliant.
Definitely been some hard times. There's definitely been some times where people have struggled with the training program, but it's definitely something, and moments like this, that make you realise why you kept at it and kept going.
We've got a fantastic view of the entire parade square here, and what a beautiful blue sky we've got.
Sandhurst! Sandhurst!
The signal for the Sovereign's representative has been made now. As you've seen, the Academy Adjutant has brought the parade back on to attention and waiting the arrival of him to come onto the parade ground.
And now we can see the Sovereign's representative, His Royal Highness the Duke of Gloucester, who is representing His Majesty the King at the Sovereign's Parade. This is the second time His Royal Highness has been the Sovereign's representative. He is joined by the Commandant Major General Zach Stenning of the late Yorkshire Regiment and the Assistant Military Advisor Captain Stu Cross of the Yorkshire Regiment. This is Major General Stenning's first parade, having assumed the post of Commandant in August this year.
Sandhurst, shoulder, arms.
The royal salute has now been given to the Sovereign's representative, and you can see the Academy Adjutant moving forward to the dais to state the parade.
Morning, Royal Highness. There are 667 officer cadets on parade, 245 commissioning today, of whom 44 are international officer cadets. Have your leave to carry on.
And at the front here there, you can see the two stick orderlies, Officer Cadet Mary J. Fotherhill Kemp, commissioning into the Royal Artillery, and just into sight there, Officer Cadet Ella Bromley, who's commissioning into the RLC.
You can hear the words of command of the Academy Adjutant getting the parade ready for the inspection. And the two stick orderlies that Kirsty just mentioned will then step off and lead the inspection party to the inspection point, which will be on the far left-hand side of the parade as you look at it. As the inspection party steps off, led by the stick orderlies, like I've mentioned, you will see in the background the senior under officer and the Academy Sergeant Major ready to receive and meet the inspection party before guiding them down the inspection route.
I think it's a good time now to speak a little about the band that you can hear. This is the band of the Welsh Guards, and the programme of music for the Sovereign's Parade is provided by the band of the Welsh Guards, Director of Music, Major Lauren Perez-Watts of the Royal Corps of Army Music. She is the first female Director of Music for the Household Division and indeed the Welsh Guards Band. The Drum Major, who you probably saw leading the band on parade today, is Drum Major Stuart Lang. He was born in August 1976 and joined the Army in 1997 after completing basic training at ATR Winchester and Phase 2 training at the Royal School of Army Music. In 2015, Drum Major Lang transferred from the regimental band to the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards to work alongside the Regimental Adjutant in regimental headquarters. And since then, Drum Major Lang has qualified as a Drum Major, supported state ceremonial and public duties. He took part in Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, including the Trooping of Colour, state visits, and had the honour of being one of the many troops supporting the state funeral of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Drum Major Lang is being watched today by his wife Caroline and his 3 children, Alex, Ariana and Kieran.
This parade marks the culmination of 44 weeks training on the commissioning course, which must be passed by all direct entry officers commissioning into the regular army. The course is split into 3 terms of 14 weeks, with a further 2 weeks of adventurous training. The course covers activities such as military theory, academic study, behavioural sciences, physical training and field exercises, where military skills and leadership are developed and tested under arduous conditions over multi-day periods on defence training areas across England, Wales and with partnering American forces in Germany. The officer cadets today commissioning are able to lead and manage a platoon of approximately 30 soldiers in barracks and on operations. So before the newly commissioned officers begin their first role in the Field Army, they will complete their specialist training based on which regiment they have been selected for during the commissioning course. This could be, for example, 4 months in Brecon, training to be an infantry platoon commander, or 3 months on Salisbury Plain, training to be an officer in the Royal Artillery. One thing's for sure, all those commanding are embarking on a very exciting journey.
And this is an opportunity, a great opportunity for the inspecting officer to have a chat with some individual officer cadets that are now about to commission. And you can see some of them have a series of medals, whether they've been ex-rankers that have served on operations before. Some may have Jubilee medals that would have been awarded for 5 years of service from the 8th of February this year. And indeed, the international officer cadets will also have a Sandhurst Trust medal, which you can see in the picture there that some people have. Just on the uniform of the cadet being spoken to by the Sovereign's rep, you can see on this sleeve there is a marksman badge, and these are worn at the lower left arm in blues, which is their number 1 dress, if they have achieved the score of a marksman on the live firing range package, which happens on Excise Martello Marksman. In MTP, so if they were wearing their normal uniform, they'd have a small pin badge worn above their left pocket, but it indicates that they're pretty good at shooting, so they're rewarded with that badge on parade.
As you can hear in the background, that's the band playing some of the inspection music. They're going to play songs like All I Want for Christmas, a Top Gun medley, you're going to hear a Christmas medley, and a few other well-known songs from the likes of Frozen 2 and also How to Train Your Dragon. I think it's a good time now to sit back and enjoy some of the music.
The Royal Military Academy was established in Woolwich in 1741 to train officers for the artillery, MyCat badge, and the engineers. A similar institution was founded by the cavalry and the infantry officers in 1802 in High Wycombe. The first commissioning parade of the new Royal Military Academy Sandhurst was held on the 14th of July 1948 in the presence of His Majesty King George VI, who decreed henceforth that the parade was to be known as the Sovereign's Parade.
With the inspection now complete, the inspection party make their way back to the dais. You could just see in the background, the Academy Sergeant Major now will make his way to the rear of the Sovereign's platoon. At this point, he will have his sword drawn and he'll have his pay stick removed and ready for the next part of the parade.
Stand fast, the senior division. The remainder, charge! The remainder, change arms! The remainder, stand at ease! 3! Sandhurst platoon! Get! Sandhurst platoon!
What's happening now is the Sovereign's platoon is getting ready to step off and receive the banner, which today will be held by the ensign, Officer Cadet McMaster. Officer Cadet McMaster is from Belfast, Northern Ireland. He was educated at the Grosvenor Grammar School. Officer Cadet McMaster is 21 years old and enjoys paddleboarding, general fitness and dog walking in his spare time. He is looking forward to commissioning into the Royal Logistical Corps. Okay, so now they're going to move forward 14 paces and then left form onto the saluting line, in line with the banner party. It's a great honour to be in the Sovereign's platoon. They just didn't get this accolade by chance. They have worked tirelessly for 42 weeks in the Sovereign's banner competition to receive the honour. The competition comprises of many events, both military, physically and academically. They've received the best scores and ultimately won the prize to troop the banner today.
With the Sovereign's platoon in position, they're just getting the dress in now. You can see on the flanks that there's Sovereign's platoon sergeants, and these are 4 officer cadets nominated as the 4 corner markers to protect the Sovereign's platoon whilst they troop the banner. You'll also see at the rear the figure of the Academy Sergeant Major. He will turn to his left shortly and march around to the front to receive the banner from the escort. As the Academy Sergeant Major marches forward, he will pick up the ensign who will follow him. So when he does receive the banner, he can then give it to the ensign in preparation for the ensign to troop the colour through the remainder of the senior term ranks. The ensign drawing his sword back into the scabbard while the Academy Sergeant Major hands over the banner.
Present! Up!
And that's now the banner handed over to the Sovereign's platoon. The Academy Sergeant Major will take his place back at the rear of the platoon as they be prepared to step off in slow time to troop the colours or the banner through the ranks of the senior term.
By the right! So, march!
Just coming into shot there is Colour Sergeant Marr. Colour Sergeant Marr is the Colour Sergeant of the Sovereign's platoon. He was posted to the Academy in August 2021 after his last role as Drum Major of the 4th Battalion, the Royal Regiment of Scotland. 4 Scots, the Highlanders. He's immensely proud of 22 platoon's achievements and honoured to be part of His Majesty's, the King's 1st Sovereign's platoon. Colour Sergeant Marr moves to Malaya Company in the new year, where he will form part of a team responsible for selecting the next generation of Sandhurst instructors, before returning to the Royal Regiment of Scotland in August 2023.
Shortly you'll see the Sovereign's platoon left wheeling on the inspection line, and this is so that they can troop the banner through the senior term. You'll hear the band will cut out in order for the Academy Adjutant to give the general salute, and you'll see the senior term saluting with their swords just prior to the Sovereign's platoon making their way through the ranks. And this is a great honour for the Sovereign's platoon to troop their banner through the parade. You may have seen this in London with the troop and the colour, where we do something very similar with our colours. But this is so that each individual in the line, and senior term in particular, can see the colour and identify the colour. And in this case, the Sovereign's banner. A fantastic piece of music called Scipio from Handel. You'll hear this later on as the senior term march up the steps, but one of the most famous slow march pieces of music that we have here at the Academy. And you can see the Sovereign's platoon now, once they've trooped their colour through the senior term, moving back into their position, ready to complete the rest of the parade, where they'll be marching shortly around in slow and in quick time.
Sandhurst will march past in slow and quick time. Divisions into column, by the right, right wheel, slow, march.
As you can see, the parade is now making her way down to the far left-hand side of the parade ground. And at the moment, they've formed from divisions into column. When they left wheel and left wheel again back onto the inspection line, there'll be divisions into line. And this is so that they can get in open order as per an inspection, but to complement and give eyes right to the inspecting officer.
And there you can see the Academy adjutant on his horse, which we call a charger, called Falklands. He is a 22-year-old ex-King Street horse.
And that's the Academy Adjutant performing what's called the flourish. So he's giving his eyes right to the Sovereign's representative, and you'll see the same for the under-officers who are in front of the Sovereign's platoon that will perform the same movement. You can see the word of command being given now. And they are also performing the flourish.
Number 3 company! Eyes! Front! Company! Eyes! Front! Number 4 company! Eyes! Front!
As each of the half companies march past the dais and given the compliments, you can see at the rear that the colour sergeant instructors are keeping a careful eye to make sure that the standards are being kept. Normally the half companies are judged on the straightness of the line and the accuracy of the position of the hands, the head and everything else to make sure that that line is absolutely perfectly straight as they go past.
And Carl mentioned the permanent staff at the rear there. They have a very important role on this parade, but they also have a very important role throughout the 44 weeks of this course. And I'm sure the cadets would like to thank them for all their hard work, diligence and patience in coaching and in preparing them so thoroughly for the challenges that they will face and for getting them ready for today.
As the band are playing the Men of Harlech, which is one of the final slow time marches, the officer cadets are almost in a position where they can start marching in quick time. So what you'll see shortly, once everyone has gone past the dais and through what's called Chaos Corner, where they return from divisions into line, back into divisions into column. It's quite complicated because they also change arms if you've got a rifle as well. But the band will cut out and the Academy Adjutant you'll see ride forward and give the word of command to break into quick time. And this is where you'll see the arms swinging as the whole parade burst from slow time into quick time.
And just coming into shot now is the new college adjutant, Captain Chris Pollard of the Grenadier Guards, and he rides the beautiful grey horse, Boris.
You can see the Academy Adjutant just waiting for that double beat of the drum, and that's the signal then before the band cuts out for him to give the word of command to break into quick time. And the officer cadets burst into quick time now, a chance to move those arms. They've been stuck to the side of their bodies for the inspection and indeed the slow time. And kicking off the piece of music is called The King's Guard, performed by The Thought. As you notice here, the Academy Adjutant didn't perform the flourish this time because we're not in slow time, so it's just a head over to the right-hand side as he gives a nice right to the Sovereign's rep at this time. And you'll also see the rest of the troops will do the same. So no flourish because it's not in slow time, but a quick time, head and eyes over to the right.
So on Wednesday, the cadets did a full run-through for the Commandant's parade. In General Stenning's speech, he recognised that those on parade have been on an incredible journey and will have made friends for life. He reminded them that the theme of relationships is a key one to remember, and that the deep trust that they have forged here with each other is something very special. He went on to say that leaders earn their loyalty and respect based on how much they give and how they serve their people. Quoting one of our most famous alumni, Sir Winston Churchill, who said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." You'll see now that the officer cadets have gone around in slow time and now in quick time. They're not going to go around again, thank God, so they're going to go back onto their inspection line, ready to perform what is called a left form at the halt. And you can see the officer cadets coming into line, back onto the inspection line, ready for the next part of the parade.
As you can see, the senior term now on the front of the inspection line, they've already completed their movements and then ready to go. In the background is the intermediate term with the rifles, and then you'll see right in the far ground will be the junior term that will conduct their final part of the march in quick time.
So they're just getting ready to move forward now in review order, and I think it's a good shot of the colours in the middle. The first one is the Queen's colour, and that today is being carried by Officer Cadet Eden of 26 Platoon Normandy Company, who will be joining the Welsh Guards. And the Sandhurst colour is being carried by Officer Cadet Dingermans of 25 Platoon, who will be joining the Coldstream Guards.
That's the Academy Adjutant now, just waiting for the sign for the eyes front from the Academy Sergeant Major at the rear, and then you'll see the whole parade advance forward in review order.
Sandhurst, slow, arms. Sandhurst will advance in review order. By the centre, quick march. Sandhurst, shoulder, arms. Sandhurst, stand at ease.
And that completes the marching part of this part of the parade. We're now going to go over to where the Sovereign's representative is going to address the officer cadets.
Commandant, staff of the Royal Military Academy, officer cadets, distinguished guests. Good morning. It is an honour and privilege to have been invited here to come to Sandhurst today to represent His Majesty the King for this, the 198th Sovereign Parade, the passing out parade for commissioning course 221. Although it is the officer cadets and permanent staff who have done the hard work over the last year, I would first like to take the opportunity to speak to the families and friends of those on parade today. The support, advice and guidance you have given to each of the officer cadets you see before us has been exemplary, and I thank you on their behalf for it. For many of them, they would not have reached this milestone without that support. They will continue to require this unwavering support throughout their military careers, as they face the multitude of challenges that I know are bound to come with a career in the profession of arms. For the permanent staff, this marks the successful conclusion of 44 weeks of arduous training. From meeting some of you today and seeing the results of your labours in those passing out, it is immediately apparent the levels of leadership, commitment and professionalism of those on parade. Your role here in training the British Army officers of the future is one of intense pressure. 44 weeks is a relatively short period of time to train the individual for a career with His Majesty's Armed Forces. That you achieve this is a measure of your own abilities and capabilities, to which I applaud you. I would also like to say thank you to the band of the Welsh Guards for their rousing and timely music. Finally, to the officer cadets before us, you are on the very cusp of a challenging and fulfilling career. At midnight tonight, you will officially become graduates of the most famous military academy in the world. Bear that in mind in the future, if ever the situation you and your soldiers find yourselves in is challenging. You have been tested before, and you will be tested again, but you have all proved by being here on this parade square today that you are more than equal to the task. It won't matter if you only serve for a couple of years or you stick with it for a full career. You will always be part of a unique body of men and women. Your services will be varied and demanding, whether it is deploying on operations across the globe, assisting with domestic emergencies, helping at global sporting events, or passing on your hard-earned knowledge and experience to the next generation. Grasp each and every opportunity you get. At the same time, never allow yourself to forget the Army's core values of courage, discipline, respect for others, integrity, loyalty, and selfless commitment, which provide the very foundation of the Army's numerous successes. Your permanent staff have given you the foundations required for a full and rewarding career. It is now up to you to carry the torch and to lead and inspire your soldiers wherever you find yourselves serving. I wish you all the very best for the future, and as you strive to be the very best that you can be, to do the right thing on a difficult day, and to serve to lead. Thank you.
The International Award, presented by the State of Qatar. The International Award is awarded to the International Cadet who has achieved the best overall results in military, academic and practical studies. Today it is awarded to Officer Cadet Ibrahima Gay from the Gambia.
Officer Cadet Ibrahima Gay of the Gambia of 19 Platoon Alamein Company. His staff tell us that he has had an unquestionable thirst for knowledge and a genuine and passionate approach to learning.
The Queen's Medal. The Queen's Medal is awarded to the officer cadet who has achieved the best overall results in military, academic and practical studies. Today it is awarded to Junior Under Officer Alistair Cuthbert, who is to be commissioned into the Queen's Royal Hussars.
Junior Under Officer Alistair Cuthbert of 27 Platoon Normandy Company is looking forward to Troop Command and will commission into the Queen's Royal Hussars. Apparently, he loves the bagpipes and has set himself a task of playing them at the top of Scotland's Munros.
The International Sword, presented by the State of Kuwait. The International Sword is awarded to the best international cadet, considered by the Commandant to be the best of the intake. Today it is awarded to Officer Cadet Ibrahim Gay from the Gambia.
An outstanding achievement being awarded both the International Medal and International Sword. Officer Cadet Ibrahim Gay will continue to serve in the Gambian military with an intention of returning to the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst as an instructor.
The Sword of Honour. The Sword of Honour is awarded to the officer cadet considered by the Commandant to be the best of the intake. Today it is awarded to Senior Under Officer Henry Bignall, who is to be commissioned into the Royal Engineers.
Senior Under Officer Henry Bignall of 27 Platoon Normandy Company is due to commission into the Royal Engineers, and he said earlier this week that he was looking forward to the privilege and challenge of Troop Command. He is very grateful for the support he has received from the permanent staff and fellow officer cadets and the opportunities that he has had at Sandhurst.
With the speech and the prize giving now complete, we draw towards the most popular part of the parade before we see the senior team. They'll do a final salute and a general salute to the Sovereign's rep. With the Royal Salute now complete, the Academy Adjutant moves forward to ask permission to march the senior term off the parade and up the steps of the All College Grand Entrance.
The senior division, inwards, turn!
You can see now the band moving from the steps just off to the flank so that the senior term can march up the steps, and the senior and under officers now making their way at the rear of the senior flanks in order to march behind them up the steps.
The intermediate and junior division, present, arms! The senior division, inward wheel, by the centre, slow, march!
As the senior term march off the parade ground and up the steps, they're led by the colours, then the senior term with the junior under officers behind. Then you can see the Sovereign's platoon making their way on the far left-hand side of the parade into the centre, where they'll march up the centre. Once that happens, you'll see the stick orderlies, and we'll hear about the stick orderlies shortly from Kirsty. They will lead, and then finally you have the 4 remaining people on parade that will march up the steps, and that's the 3 prize winners, and finally the Academy Adjutant.
I'm sure this will be a very proud day for the family and friends who have been watching the parade as the officer cadets move up the steps. I think the officer cadets will agree that without their love and support, they wouldn't be here today. And just you can just see the prize winners marching off there. I failed to mention the 2 male stick orderlies. You can see them just with the white cross belts on, about to go up the steps. We have Officer Cadet Otto Bodycombe commissioning into the Welsh Guards, and Officer Cadet William Hewitson commissioning into the Parachute Regiment.
You can see the prize winners just making their way onto the steps now. What you'll hear is a notable change of volume of the band as it reduces its noise playing, so that the charger, Falklands, ridden by the Academy Adjutant, will make his way in front of the band and up those steps to close down this Sovereign's Parade.
And as the Academy Adjutant starts to go up the steps, in the words of the Commandant, Major General Stenning, we wish Commissioning Course 221 the best of luck as they embark on a career full of challenge, excitement and adventure, with the privilege of commanding the most extraordinary people in the world, our soldiers. And all that remains to say is thank you for joining us, and from all the Sandhurst family, we wish you a very happy Christmas and all the best for 2023.